Okay, folks, this is Invest Now America. I'm your host. Guys, this is a new guest. It's the first time I've had her on. So we're going to be gingerly going through this interview, sort of feeling one another out. But as you guys know, my listeners, this is all about getting information about an exciting entrepreneur, learning about them, learning their story, and how we can access their products or services. So we have with us today Jasmine Thompson, and the name of her company is Journey Within. Sis, I want to thank you for taking time out to talk with us today, to telling us about what you're about. So Journey Within, what product or service are you offering to folks?
So I am a yoga practitioner or yoga instructor, and that's what I call my business is Journey Within.
Okay. So obviously that's a service.
Correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And when you talk about yoga, I mean, why should anybody why do I need that service?
Well, honestly, yoga is a lifestyle. Some people really view it more as an exercise or a way to get in shape, which, it definitely can be those things.
Okay.
But honestly, yoga is a way of living to you just being the best version of you, right?
Okay.
And that's why I love yoga so much, is because it really just transformed me from someone who wasn't happy with where their life was to someone who's grateful for even this present moment,
Okay. All right. Okay, it's interesting you say that, because my mother at one time, she took yoga.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and she was, sort of up in age, and I was like, why are you doing it? You're going to break something. And she said no. She's like, no. It really did help her. I don't know how a good way to put it, but I guess it can improve your physical stuff.
Oh, yeah, like your motor skills. Yoga is great for senior citizens. I've taught a few chair yoga classes because it helps them to first build strength in the areas that have weakened, like their hips. And as you know, senior citizens, they have a lot of hip injuries. So building that strength there and bringing some mobility there kind of strengthens them for when they fall or when they have injuries, and it won't be like a broken hip, and instead will be just a bruise or something of that nature, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, it's interesting you said that, because that's exactly what my mother was talking about. Those are the benefits it produced for her. And I mean, she died when she was around 70 something, but up to that time, she was walking all the time, bicycling.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but she was attributing large part of it was to her yoga classes. I said, okay, so that's a market for you. You look for older folks. Is that what you do, or?
Well, honestly, when it comes to who I teach, my primary focus really is the Black and Brown community, especially with everything that's just been going on, in the world, right? And my focus is to help them to be more in tune with their mind, body, and spirit. I feel as though that there is a detachment there within our community, and this is a way to basically connect and for us to be more in tune with ourselves so that we can start living healthier lives.
Okay.
And honestly, a lot of the people that come to my class, they are individuals who do view it as an exercise, but there's also people who view it as a spiritual practice. So it just really depends on the individual or what they're looking for right now in their life.
So how do you market yourself? How do you let people know, hey, I'm available, this is what I can offer you? How do you do that?
Well, right now, I market myself primarily through social media and just word of mouth or going out to networking events. And I always have a flyer with me of whatever series, because I teach like yoga series. So it'll be a 6 week series where there's 1 or 2 classes. Every week we'll meet and we'll do yoga for an hour and a half, where I also incorporate meditation. But I explain this to people that I meet at networking events or out and about. And again, also on social media. My social media predominantly just talks about yoga and how yoga is affected me in my life right now. So it's like my journey. That's the main reason why I named it Journey Within.
Companies would be potentially interested in your services and offering your services to their employees. Is that correct, or is that a little off base?
That is correct. The issue typically with companies is finding that they don't have enough people who want to join in practice.
Okay.
And currently, right now, I still do have a day job. So I'm not as available as I would like to be in order to also teach those, corporate classes. But yeah, it's mostly like having enough people to come.
All right.
And that's what they're trying to do. But yeah.
Yeah, so maybe it's just a matter of educating workers, because I can imagine how if I'm at a factory job, I'm doing a lot of repetitive labor things, yoga might help me not only physically, but with the stress.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So if you're in a stressful work environment, hey, yoga is something that can help me with that. But as I'm sitting there thinking about it, not only would it be with a factory, but also wouldn't it be like with professionals?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Lawyers, doctors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very high intense jobs. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, is there particularly different types of yoga stuff, or is just
Yeah, there really is. I like to say this for my Christian friends because I go through this debate often with Christians. They're just like, oh, I just don't know if that's right. I have to research it. And the example I give them is just like there's different denominations of Christianity, same applies with yoga. There's Kundalini, there's Yin, there's not Ayurveda, that's a sister science of yoga, but there's just so many. And what I teach is really the basics and the fundamentals of yoga. Very beginner level, just teaching like the philosophy of what yoga is and the asanas, or what we call postures. I just keep it as simple as I can so people don't feel overwhelmed.
I got you. Okay. Well, if someone's interested in joining one of your classes and maybe even doing some one-on-one, I don't know if that's possible. How would they reach?
So the best way to reach me, honestly, is through social media or through my email. And my social media, I'm very public with yoga. So it's not private, but on my Facebook page, that is private. But you can send me a message through either of those platforms, and we can discuss about your schedule. We can discuss about what it is that you're wanting to get out of yoga, out of your yoga practice, and just go in more depth. But my social media name on IG, it's Jazzy _by_ nature. And at the word nature, the last letter is actually a number, and it's the number 3.
Okay.
And you can also find me on Facebook, which is just my name, Jasmine Thompson. And on my IG, I have in my bio the link to my webpage if you wanted to know my calendar for what series I may be having currently going on within this fall, or just currently at this present moment.
Right.
You can click that link and it'll tell you the times, the locations, and the price.
Okay. All right. Give me your email address again.
So the email address, I'm sorry, I don't think I even said that.
Okay.
The email address is Janae, JANEE, last name Thompson,
Okay.
007 @gmail.com.
All right. Great. And so we can email you and say, hey, I want to know more. Can you send me some information? Or, hey, this is my schedule. Um, and you say also what they're sort of looking to get out of it, which is really, it appears to be quite a lot. I mean, hey, I really need to get rid of some of this stress.
Hmm.
I'm feeling a little tight, or whatever it might be. I mean, can
Hmm.
yoga even help somebody if they're going through like some recovery from physical injuries and all?
Definitely. I literally just had someone reach out to me. They have an ankle injury and they're wanting to know like how to strengthen or to bring mobility back into that area. And yeah, honestly, when you go to your physical therapy, a lot of the poses or the stretches they do are yoga stretches.
Wow.
They just don't state that, right?
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so it helps with injuries. It even helps even with people who have like mental disorders, like anxiety, depression.
Uh-huh.
Is great for that.
But the one reason why you got into it is that it helped you, and now
Definitely.
you want to share the benefits with other people.
Yeah, like I experienced a loss. My fiance passed away suddenly.
Hmm.
And then 2 months after that, my great grandmother passed away.
Hmm.
And it was just so, my life changed so drastically, so quickly. And whenever you lose someone really, really close, you're like in this fog, like the world just doesn't seem real. And I was there for such a long time until a friend was like, you should try yoga. I think yoga would really be beneficial for you. And I thought it was kind of ironic she said that because even before these individuals had passed, I was looking into yoga. I was looking up what poses because I didn't want to go to my first class and just not be knowledgeable of what I was doing. Right.
Right.
And so when she said that, I was like, I have to go. And so I found a class, I booked it. It was a yin senior citizen class, and I felt so out of place.
Uh-huh.
But I felt at the end of the class so much relieved. So much relief, just so free and so liberated, I feel like, from my pain and my
Right.
grief. And when I felt that and experienced that, it reminded me of church, of like seeing the ladies when they catch the Holy Ghost in church. Like
Right.
that's
Right.
how it felt. And
Right.
I was like, people need this. I know so many people who need this same feeling, or just needing to release that heaviness, that sadness, that burden. And I felt like it chose me. I feel like yoga chose me to be the vessel to show everyone, here's a door that you can open and try, and this could possibly help make your life easier and less suffering, or to experience less suffering.
Wow. We're going to end the interview right there. I mean, that's a powerful story. I think one of the best things entrepreneurs could do is just tell their story. Just share
It's
their
so
story.
true.
It's just share their
It's so
story.
important.
And I appreciate you, sharing your story with us, and hopefully maybe we can do this again sometime.
Well, I thank you for this opportunity and your time. This was really great. And I appreciate you just allowing me to let my voice be heard and to share my story. So thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. All right.